guys, welcome back to Tea with Boar. My name is Boar, and this is episode number 5, Lychee Red Tea. In this episode, I'll be explaining what is Lychee Red Tea, then I'll show you guys how to brew it, and then finally, I'll do a taste test. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So to begin with, red tea is simply what China calls black tea. They call it red tea because of the color of the liquor. It's this beautiful reddish maroon color, which you guys will see once I start brewing. And the next part might be a bit confusing, but lychee red tea doesn't actually contain any lychee inside. Rather, it's made by taking these large batches of black tea, and then they leave lychee peels all over. Those lychee peels then saturate the black tea with their flavor, and then these peels must then be removed by hand, every one of them. This process is repeated at least 3 times, so it's a very labor-intensive process, but it results in this amazing tea. The smell of the dry leaves is like a bouquet of roses. I've never smelled a tea that smells this floral and sweet. It's really one of the best smells I've ever tried in my tea journey. Now you guys may have noticed the new teacups on this show. These are traditional Chinese teacups that my grandmother brought back about 30 years ago. And so they pretty much sat in our pantry for the past 30 years until I recently found them and said, why not put them to good use? So that's enough talking. Let's get into brewing lychee red tea. As this is a black tea, it should be brewed somewhere around 90 to 95 degrees. Personally, I found the sweet spot to actually be around 85 degrees, but that's all up to personal preference. So try it out and see what you like. Since I want to brew my tea at 85 degrees, my rinse should be at about 75 degrees. So once this kettle reaches 75 degrees, we are ready for our rinse. So we're going to start by adding our tea. And then add the hot water. Just enough to cover the leaves. And then after a few seconds, let it go. So this now has a dark yellow-orange color. And we'll see how that will change for our first infusion. So make sure that water is out. Taking those beautiful aromas. And then you are ready to warm up your teacups. Fill your cups, you can feel them getting warmer. And then once they're at a nice temperature, you can pour them out. Now that we are done our rinse, we can move on to infusion number 1. And once my kettle reaches 85 degrees, we are ready for infusion number 1. This time pour it all the way. Add your lid. Then you wait for about 20 seconds. Okay, 20 seconds has gone by. Here is infusion number 1. So as you can see, there's that beautiful red maroon color. That is why the Chinese call it red tea. So once that liquid is out, the first thing you do is smell the lid. Strong fruity notes. It's a mixture of those that lychee fruit and even those rose petal scents that I'm getting. It's a really, really pleasant smell. So move this to the side. Ready to pour. I'm gonna let it cool down for a few seconds. And now we're ready to try it. Wow. So what I'm getting from this tea is I can really feel that fruitiness of the lychee. I feel it coming through, and I feel a bit of some vanilla notes included with those dark roasted notes from the black tea. Yeah, this is really a really tasty tea. It's almost a dessert tea how sweet it is. It's not. There's still no sugar in it, so I'm not gonna pretend like it's the sweetest dessert in the world. But for a tea, it's really has some sweet tones that a little bit. It's difficult to explain, but it's unexpected. Now, if you really wanted it to be a dessert tea, you could add some sugar there, could add some milk if you really wanted to, but I like to have it as it is. While I finish my first infusion, I'm going to skip to infusion number 2. So, same thing. Pour our water. For about 20 to 25 seconds. And our second infusion is now ready. So the color is quite similar to the color in the first infusion. I would say I see a little bit more red in it, but it's quite similar. So make sure that water is out. Ready to smell the lid again. In terms of smell, very similar to the first infusion. I personally don't feel a difference. Now let's try the taste. Nice. Now I feel a bit more of the fruity notes coming out, a bit more of that vanilla. I'm feeling a little bit less of that roasted black tea kind of taste. It's a very nice taste. Also, the texture of the tea is very rich. Not rich, but it's thick. Sorry, it's a very thick tea. You can really feel it in your mouth, going down your throat. It's a very almost viscous tea. It leaves this coating in your mouth, this sweet lychee flavored coating in your mouth that actually it stays there for at least a few minutes after you've had your tea. So it's definitely a different experience, this lychee tea. Yeah, really love this tea. If you're interested in actually purchasing this tea, I do have the link this time. I'll leave it in the description. I bought it off Asiatica's online store. It's the exact same tea I bought. It's on their store. So if you are interested, definitely do recommend it. It's a great way to get started on your tea journey. It's a very friendly tea. It's sweet. It has a beautiful aroma. There's nothing not to like about this tea. So if you're looking for a tea to get started on your tea journey, definitely recommend Lychee Red Tea. If you're interested in the actual color, it's pretty much turned, I mean, it's a nice brown color. Nothing too interesting, but that's what the wet leaves look like. And yeah, something also kind of cool about this tea is that you can make bubble tea with it. So there's a pretty cool way of making bubble tea with this. If you guys are interested in a bubble tea video, let me know and I'll make it happen. With that being said, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was fun. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.